Oh, yeah. The next page is especially for you. What I want you to do, yes, is start right now and set a goal for yourself. It's easy to do. Oh, and it's fun to first put down just what you want most, whether it be money or things. If it is money, put down the exact amount. That's important. Second, put down how much you're going to give for it. Yes. And what you will do for it. Also, a very important thing is to put down the time that you want to receive this thing or money. It's called My Goals. Yes. Now, let's look at my goals. What if I put down my first goal? Yes, is to own 1,000 square miles of Russian farmland. Yes, that I'm going to lease for 100 years. Now, all the individuals that live there, yes, they're going to well, we actually are farming that. But what if I gave you a check? Yes, to not farm your own land, but allow me to farm it for you. Now they'd say, well, are you going to increase the yield of the harvest to offset the amount of money necessary to lease the land? Yeah. Well, I'd have to look at the cost of seeds, wouldn't I? Yes. Are there any giant idiots, yes, that thought that they would genetically modify seeds so as to make it giant food, yes, instead of human food? Shoot. Why don't you get me all the seed manufacturers in Russia, yes, and in the United States, yes, that are selling seeds for those that are involved in the wheat business, yeah, the corn business, yes, and any other agri products. Now I know we can patent seeds, isn't that right? So my first goal is to find out how much are the seeds necessary, yes, to farm 1,000 square miles of Russian farmland. Right. How much are the seeds? Who is it that controls the seeds? Yes. Are the prices going to increase over the next 100 years? Yes. I have to do a small evaluation to accomplish my goals. Yes. Now, the second thing, yes, fertilizer. Yes. Let's say there's a large amount of Russian shit. Yes. You're not really using it. Now, I decide to take it. Yes. I squeeze out all the moisture content and I spread it over 1,000 square miles of Russian farmland. Yes. That I happen to not uh, grow any crops on for the first 5 years. Oh, good for you. Now I'm going to recondition 1,000 square miles of Russian farmland with approximately 12 inches of human nutrients. Could you tell me, yes, where the actual location of all Russian shit is? Yes, that I could kind of make a little compactor. Yes, and I could truck it out there, I could dump it on the fields, and I could let it sit there for a couple of years. Shush, shush, shush. I'm going to want all the Russian shit that you're going to pay me, yes, to take away from all your municipal sewage treatment locations. Yes. Now I need to know where are the Russian cows. Let's say I walk on one of these dairy farms. You drink milk in Russia? Yeah. I say, well, I like to buy all the cow manure of each of these dairy farms. Yes. I'm going to pay them a good price. Okay. I'm going to truck it out there to my 1,000 square miles. I'm going to spread it on top of the human nutrient. I'm going to let it sit there. And then I need to know where all the Russian chickens are. Now I go to all the chicken growers. I say, I want all your chicken shit. And they say, sure. I give them a good price for it. I truck it out there and I put it on top. And I have a special new farm tool that spreads it out across the soil of the Russian farmland. Yeah. I leave it there for a couple years, not doing nothing. And then I till it under. Yes. Now this is in year 2 and 3. Yes. And I have a special type of rototiller that I designed myself. Yes. It goes down 3 feet, so all of that nutrient ends up at the bottom of the soil. Yes. And the old soil ends up at the top. Oh, good for you. It's a kind of equipment that I decided that I'm going to manufacture. Right. Now, after tilling the soil, I give it another year. Now we're into year 3. Yes, starting year 4. Ooch. I call up all the seed manufacturers. Yes. How much are you selling your seeds for? Now, my problem is, what if they got a little iffy about me planting? Yes, I can manufacture my own seeds. Yes. Why don't you get me the seed manufacturers? Because one of them, yeah, decided to be a one of these giant Russian spawning. Well, okay. Why don't I start manufacturing seeds at the time of the lease? Ooch. By year 4, I should have plenty of seeds. Yes. Now I go out there with one of these seed planting equipment. I plant 1,000 square acres, 1,000 square miles. Yes, it takes X number of thousands of individuals. And then I say, oh, where am I going to get that water from? I put desalinators out there in the Arctic Ocean. Yes, you know how Russia is. But I heat it up to approximately 5 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. I wait for that right day where the wind is blowing the direction that I want it to go. Yes. And all of a sudden, I watered all my fields in the middle of summer. Good for you. Now, I know that you don't have to water exactly the right day. You could be off 1 or 2 days. Yes. Now, I've reconditioned all the soil. Yes. I've planted all my seeds. Yes. Now I wait for it to grow. Now, every once in a while, I let off some steam. Yes. And then I wait until the harvest time. Good for you. Now, let's say I wanted to fertilize the last 2 weeks before harvest. Yes. I buy myself a small army of drones. Yes. And what I did was I took the cow manure. Yes. I put it through a kiln. Yes. I dried it and pulverized it. And I powdered the top of the field with actual fertilizer so the top of the plants have fertilizer on them. Give me every drone in Russia. Now, since these drones, yes, they're solar powered, they can go 24 hours a day just fertilizing the field so that by the time that Russia, the actual yield happens, the harvest, yes, I've increased my yield by 50% over the old methodologies of growing crops. Yes, yes. Now, there's a possibility, okay, that I could make a large amount of money if I can accomplish my goals.